Okay.
We don't.
And then he, no, he said just hold, if you could just hold on. There you go.
You want to turn it off temporarily?
The light?
It's
Oh,
there.
that, okay,
Thank you.
sure.
Good.
Thank you. Should have had time to do it.
Okay. I understand that you are having classes now and you are learning about the Holocaust. Correct?
Yes.
Well, I was one of the fortunate ones because my parents and I, we got out on time. And so I will not give you the grizzly and the bad things here. Actually, I'm going to go through that here, and I have written it down because I just cannot talk right offhand here. And after the war, when we found out what happened in Europe, what happened in Germany, and so forth, we figured, you know, we were in paradise in Shanghai. It was not easy, but it was not by all means like what happened in Europe, in Germany particularly. Okay, and I want to go right on here and read to you and try to talk to you at the same time. Now, when I was about your age, maybe a little bit younger, and was admitted to high school, my dad and I went to the store to get a cap to the colors of my soon-to-be new school, which was purple with the name in gold, the name of the school in gold on it. On our way back, we encountered businesses and we had a bunch of Nazi youth who delighted in smashing windows of Jewish businesses and smeared anti-Semitic graffiti on the walls and doors. There were slogans like "Don't buy from Jews," "Jews are our misfortune," etc. And this is a Jewish store, don't buy here. And other slogans were common. My dad thought that it was an only occurrence, and that will be strictly punished. He was wrong. It was not punished at all. At one time, my dad was taken to the police station with a friend of his because a woman overheard him saying something against the Nazis. Fortunately, my dad had the presence of mind to say loud and loud enough for the friend to hear, "Are we not allowed to talk about horses anymore?" And my father was a very avid horse fan, and he really loved horse racing. The friend understood and said the same thing. Both of them were released with a warning. Imagine that happened here in America. You can't. You hear all the time in here talking about and against the president and other officials. And what happens here? Nothing. We are in a free country. We live here in America, and don't forget, you know, we are blessed to be here. The Nazi area, at the beginning of the Nazi area, my father, who had a manufacturing company and made shirts and pajamas and so forth, before the, at the beginning of the Nazi area, my father made the brown shirts for the Nazis long before we found out what Hitler was all about. Sometime later we were told to stop making them anymore. In 1936, when the Nuremberg laws were enacted, these laws stated that no Jews can be treated by a non-Jewish doctor or a non-Jew by a Jewish doctor. Jewish lawyers were forbidden to practice law. Most Jewish stores were taken over by non-Jews for practically no money at all. Passports were stamped with a large J. All Jewish men and boys have to add Israel to their as a middle name, and the women and the girls had children at Sara. In 1935, there was a long, let me see if I have something else here to want to put it to you here. In 1935, there became a law that Jews cannot be German citizens anymore, and they became stateless. Shortly thereafter, all Jews were dismissed from the German civil service, including the military veterans who until that time were exempted from the law. Also, no child was allowed to go to a public school anymore. In 1936, during the Kristallnacht, have you heard about the Kristallnacht, Nights of the Broken